it reminds us that we must always be respectful of every house. So before we even begin with the program, I'd like to ask Pastor Monrose to please come forward to provide the opening remarks on behalf of the Borough President's Office.
Thank you. Good evening. Today we are very honored to be in your midst as you celebrate what is the most holy time of the year in your religion, and so we welcome you to Borough Hall with open arms. This is the second iftar, and I think that every year we're getting better. Do you agree? Yes. You look beautiful. It's a beautiful mosaic of Muslim brothers and sisters, and I want to really recommend and thank you for raising monies to help the black churches who have been burned throughout the South. I want to thank our Muslim brothers and sisters for doing such a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for your support. And it shows that we can definitely work together, and we can break bread together, and we can live together. So we thank you again for coming to our house, Borough Hall House. The Borough President is going to come. He's going to greet you himself. And so really have a great and enjoyable time and evening together. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Our next presenter is a sister that I do a lot of work with and certainly have learned a lot from. But providing the welcome on behalf of the Iftar Committee, please join me in welcoming Sister Debbie Amintasa.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and greetings, everyone. It is truly an honor and pleasure to stand in front of you this evening to break bread, mashallah. It is so incredibly awesome to see the great diversity of Brooklyn and what the Borough President, Eric Adams, has truly done is really bring every ethnic and racial group within the Muslim community here. So tonight, we are so truly delighted to see people from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkestan. All of the Central Asian countries are represented here, which is really a first for the last 13 years of the Iftar dinner happening at Borough Hall. We also have the great diversity of the South Asian community, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and many others in that region. And of course, the Arab American community, which is comprised of 22 nations. So it is truly an honor and privilege to be here breaking bread with you all and to welcome you to, which is the second year for Eric Adams and actually the 13th year for the Muslim community who've been organizing this iftar. And it's truly been an honor to be one of those senior people who've been organizing this iftar and bringing people together. But bringing people together is not a simple task, and it's so important to actually acknowledge all the incredible brothers and sisters from across Brooklyn who've actually been working on this as a committee. And it's been incredible to sit around a table with over 30 people from various organizations across Brooklyn. So I'm not going to name all the organizations, but what I want to do is I want to ask all of the committee members, I know you're going to hate me, but I want you all to stand, and I'm not going to stop until you stand. Let's go, stand, all the committee members for the Iftar Committee this year. Okay, great, thank you. So meeting after meeting, we came together. We deliberated, we organized, we mobilized, and here we are today breaking bread with you. All this work and dedication of the committee truly paid off, and so many people have put in their tender loving touch to make this also a beautiful gathering. And so I want to welcome you on behalf of the entire committee, and I want to end by just simply saying I really appreciate the pastor, Gail Monrose, for everything that he's done for our community and working with us to make this a reality. And I also want to take the opportunity, because this is who we are as a people, to take a moment of silence for the people of Charleston, which happened actually the first day of Ramadan. We found out about the awful tragedy in Charleston. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. May God rest their souls and grant them the heavens, because one of the things that they were doing, which we are all doing, is worshiping God. They were learning about their faith. They were reading their Bible, and what better way to go? So God rest their souls. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Debbie. We will now have the Quranic recitation offered by Brother Erhan. You know, I'm not Turkish this week.
You are.
There you go.
You're always Turkish, you know this. Erhan Yıldırım. Sure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. صدق الله العظيم. آمين.
Brother Abdul Qadir, could you do us the honors and provide translation for the Fatiha? One of the ways that we build bridges is that we also provide translations. So there's full interpretation and understanding. The Quran is best by the sound, but we also need to understand the words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All praise is due to Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Lord of the day. Pardon me, let me start over. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Thee alone do we ask for help, and thee alone do we seek thy aid. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Guide us on the straight path. Ihdina sirata mustaqim. Sirata ladina an'amta alayhim. The path upon those who thou hast bestowed thy blessings, and not upon those upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor of those who have gone astray. Ameen.
I asked Brother Abdul Qadir to provide a translation for another reason. For those of us who are part of the various Abrahamic traditions that are represented in the room today, when you listen to the words, you begin to understand that they are familiar, that they are similar to other prayers, another way in which, through the teachings of the various prophets, that the bridges have been built. For us to fully understand about Ramadan and what it means, we're asking Brother Muhammad Amathil to come forward to provide a reflection regarding Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace and greetings to you all. It's truly an honor to be in your presence. Allow me for 10 minutes or so to give a different reflection to the month of Ramadan that I hope will be of benefit to Muslims as well as our neighbors of different faiths in the room. Why do we fast? Do we starve ourselves for the purpose of starving ourselves? Do we fast because we want to lose weight when our gym membership hasn't succeeded? Do we fast because, again, we want to transform ourselves physically and from a health perspective alone? We fast because Allah, the Almighty, says in the Quran, O you who believe, we've prescribed fasting upon you as we've done so for those before you, for one reason, for one objective. What is it? Anyone knows that verse? What's the objective of fasting? It's taqwa, so that we can become righteous. That's the objective of fasting. Becoming righteous meaning that we self-actualize. Becoming righteous meaning that we discipline ourselves. Becoming righteous meaning that we control our desires instead of them controlling us. That's the objective of Ramadan. That's the objective of fasting. So Allah talks about that in a verse in the Quran. And Ramadan is the month of Quran, and we need to reflect on those verses. But on the other hand, Allah talks about a higher group, a higher rank, a special group of people, much more powerful than just the righteous ones. And He mentions that they work extremely hard and they supplicate to Him, saying, وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Make us leaders for the righteous. Make us leaders for the righteous. So again, the objective in one verse, the objective of Ramadan and fasting is to be righteous. But then for that special group of people, the unique group of people, they want to be leaders of the righteous. And I assume many of you here, without a doubt, I know personally, are leaders of your own respective community, leading organizations and institutions. And that's at a higher rank. But that higher rank, that privilege, that honor comes with great responsibility. Leadership that Allah talks about in the Quran in that verse, it's not titles and positions, it's not business cards that we pass around to others. That's the lowest levels of leadership, positional leadership. Leadership is of service to others, being of service to others. Leadership is making that impact. Leadership is contributing to society, and many of you here do so. And as we're reflecting on that, unfortunately, there is a function of leadership sometimes we tend to miss. But if I were to ask 2 volunteers, I know we're not expecting this, but can I ask 2 volunteers to stand right in front of me? Any 2 volunteers quickly? Wow, the man himself. Round of applause. Okay, great. Even better. I'd like both of you to look to the opposite sides, please. Awesome. Now, you are my helpers, all right? What we're going to do, we're going to look at both of them. We're going to find something that they are different in, something that they don't share in common. And we're going to say that word, and then when you hear that word, both of you will take a step away from each other. All right? Is that understood? My people, do you understand? Yes? All right, so let's start. Say one word, quickly. Hair, okay? We started with the low blow. All right, next. Race, take a step further, please. Religion, take a step further. Another. Glasses. Okay, take a step further. Very good. Now, that's enough. Enough division. All right. So turn around now, please. Thank you. Now, we will look at things that they have in common. And I'd like you to say one word at a time. And when you hear that, you're going to take a step closer to each other. Are we good? Let's start. One word. Human. They're both human. At least we hope so. Of course. All right, next. Both from Brooklyn. Next. They're both men. One more. They're both passionate. Can you give each other a hug, please? We united them, alhamdulillah. A round of applause if they can both have a seat. That's awesome. Thank you very much for volunteering. So, what is that function that leadership, in many cases, we tend to neglect upon? It is that of collaboration. It is easy for us to identify differences that in many cases lead to divisions. It is easy for us to use religion, ethnicity, to use some social statuses, educational statuses, to use gender as means of division. But what we need to focus on are those factors that we share together so that we're united against the challenges that we have in our society, so that we can tackle them together, regardless of our gender, regardless of race, religion, ideology, all of that doesn't have significance. And that's what Allah mentions in the Quran when He says about collaboration, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Assist one another, help one another, work together, collaborate together upon righteousness and piety. You can tell from the very beginning the theme of righteousness is there. The objective of Ramadan is righteousness. The higher level amongst those that fast are the leaders for the righteous. And the leaders of the righteous act in collaboration on righteousness. The theme of righteousness. And in order for us to collaborate together, we need to also, as the Pope, Harvard did a recent article in which the Pope was training religious leaders. And he trained them to avoid 15 diseases of leadership. And from the diseases of leadership that he spoke about is the disease of poor coordination and the disease of rivalry. That sometimes amongst organizations, we don't have that sense of humility. And that rivalry, that competition between us that we bring from the for-profit sector sometimes into the non-profit sector, and we begin competing with one another. And we need to humble ourselves as individuals and leaders of organizations and say to ourselves, we can't solve all the problems on our own. We don't have the power to do so. We don't have the influence to do so. But we can, instead of competing with one another on resources, we can begin completing one another. We can begin bringing those resources together and working together on common objectives and common projects and initiatives so that we tackle the challenges in our society. And by the way, just to conclude it with this as well, back to the reflection of the verse, as Allah talks about the leaders of the righteous and their high rank, and that what they do, they act together in collaboration, but then Allah talks, يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. Even when they make the best project, even mashallah when they help build churches, even when they do, help build mosques and they do great things in society. يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا. They still walk, those leaders still walk on the face of this earth with a huge sense of humility. Who knows about Jim Collins? Last example. Jim Collins, good to great, famous author, management expert. Jim Collins did a research for 5 years. He studied 1,400 companies. It's my last example. 1,400 companies. To see what was the common factor, what was the quality that enabled those companies to transform from good to great, including Fortune 500 companies. And at the end, it boiled down to leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. For any organization to transform from good to great, they need to have effective leadership. And then he specified 2 qualities based on his research. The first quality is that they're humble. Back to that emphasis of the verse. They're humble, and the second quality is that they have a strong will to succeed and work together and accomplish their goals. So I hope all of us here practically, as we enjoy our iftar, inshallah, all of us here at least talk to one other leader, exchange contact, and practically allocate it in our annual plan for 2016. 10% of our budget, 10% of our project, 10% of whatever, at least, that we will do so in collaboration with other organizations, that we will do so with humility, whether we're recognized as a very popular organization or not, that we will do so despite of our budget, despite of our fame, despite of our status. When we do that, we will begin to make a much greater impact in society. I appreciate your time. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much for attentive listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
I want to thank Brother Muhammad for, first of all, blessed are those who are brief, because then they really get to the core of their message. And I think it's very important that we think about what he said today. We're talking about Ramadan, and it's a time where we reaffirm, but it's a time we get clarity about how we understand the role of leadership. And what's the number one thing? Humility. So I'd like you to just, before we go to our next part of the program, I'd like you to just pause for a moment and quietly to yourself, think about those who have been leaders in your life, who have significantly influenced you, and are the reason why perhaps you're even in this room today. If you choose, you can call out their name. We're going to do this very quickly. We're not going to be here all night doing this. But I just want you to, sometimes we don't pause and reflect and give thanks for those who have been leaders and influenced and nurtured and taught us. So I'll start with my father's name, William Gaither Pegg, who taught me how to be an MC. But also our family of civil rights and social justice activists. We've traced our history back to 1720. So think about who's influenced you. And maybe you won't call them out today, but sometime over the next few weeks, when you accomplish something and do something well, reach back and acknowledge them. And as we give thanks to God for all that we are bestowed upon and able to do, just remember them. In the remembering, when we reach back, we remember how to pass it forward. Do you agree? Do I hear a yes? Just want to check, make sure you're still with me. All right. Now this is the part that I really love, because I'm sitting up here at the podium. Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, I'm not running for office. But I would like to ask you to please come forward as the man of the hour, the man of the house, our Brooklyn Borough President, Eric L. Adams.
This year you do just an amazing job.
Well, I'm trying to learn from you.
Assalamu alaikum. I say over and over again, and I'm going to continue to say it as long as I am the Borough President, and the leadership message that we were given really fits in line with this place. I say it each time we host people here at Borough Hall. I was not elected to be served. I'm elected to serve. I'm here to serve you as the Borough President, and I believe that giving service to others is so important. We have a series of honorees and awards, but and I just want to touch on something. Growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, when my family first moved to St. Albans, we remember just about everyone on the block was against us. And it brought about some internal strife in our family. And I remember mother sitting us all down and say, while everyone is against us, we have no room in our lives to bring that internal conflict inside our home. We need to be for us. And I want to say to the Muslim community in the borough of Brooklyn, in New York, and in America, there are so many people that are spending so much time trying to dismantle your right to have the right, that you do not need internal conflicts among you. You are going to need all the strength, all the courage, all the belief in yourself to battle the fights that we have here. Your wives are being harassed merely because they wear hijab. Many of you are being harassed merely because you want the right to pray. And if we are going to overcome this, then we can't overcome it with internal strife within our ranks and files. And I've had several meetings over these last weeks. I'm not going to come here and acknowledge breaking fast and pretend as though these internal conflicts, they must stop. We must really believe in what we're saying. Belief cannot remain on the books that we use as our power of worship. They must remain in our lives. And I'm seeing too much conflict, and the conflicts must stop. If we're going to fight the enemy from without, we have to make sure we don't have the enemy from within. That is my goal as the Borough President, and that is my goal I have for this community. This community is doing too many great things to allow our egos and to allow everything that is not righteous to come in and take it away from us. We are the righteous few, and we have to live it, not only read it. We have to be it and not only say it. And that's the goal that I believe we need to move forward to doing. Yes.
We're now going to present the awards. We have 10 separate awardees this week, this iftar, so there will be no remarks given. But when we do break the fast, there will be more than ample time for you to share, to talk with each other, and to network. So we're going to begin. The first awardee, Mark Meyer Appel, our interfaith ally. Okay, we have a proclamation.
Yes. Take a picture. Come on, get in this picture.
Oh.
Why don't you get in the middle? Get in the middle.
Oh.
Get in the middle.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna keep them in line and move all together. You're gonna stay up there.
Okay.
Come on, stand on. Keep holding on to it.
Faiza Ali. Ooh. Who's going to be? Okay.
Get in the middle.
Yeah, get in the middle. There you go.
That podium in your way.
Nuruddin Rabad, the youth professional, male. Nuruddin, is he here? Okay, we're going to keep moving. Our Student Achievement Awards go to two sisters, Sadaf Ayaz and Huda Ayaz. They're authors, they're extraordinary. They are really authors, so let's give them another round of applause. So come in the middle and face the cameras. Sister Kathy, Catherine Katari, Bay Ridge activist, Brooklyn in the house. Come on, Sister Kathy. That's right, sister. You know, there are women from Brooklyn, And then there are Brooklyn women. You understand? Okay, thank you. Kenan Tusket. There we go. Please come forward.
Slide down just a little. Just slide to the. Good stuff. Get in the middle. Come on, take your picture.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so busy trying to do my job. Representatives for the Coalition for Muslim School Holidays, particularly Brother Muhammad. Well,
Good job.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for your support.
Quickly, please, thank you. And I have to say, yes, give him a round of applause. But I have to say, there was a long, solid history of that Muslim coalition, which started over 30 years ago. So we can't name everyone, but I certainly want us to be cognizant that the journey to this didn't just start, but it's actually 30 years, and some of us remember when it started, or at least our hair was black then, you know? But it's been a long struggle, and I just wanted to give a presence and honor to that. Ashwad Anwar, the business owner, where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he goes. This brother gives back. So let's give him another round of applause. He gives back. And finally, one of my favorite people, when I took Shahada, it was to this person, Imam Abdul Qadir. Lifetime Achievement Award, let's give him the proper props. When some of us were just beginning to learn how to spell our name, he had already written the words in the sand. So let's give him another round of applause.
Let's step up to it. Come, you can slide down to somewhere. Let's balance it out. Step up to the
Oh.
Let me come next to you first. Brother, fold it like this, maybe.
I got your back. All right. Oof. Let me get next to Mark. Wait. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause as we make the transition. We need to. All right. Can I have everyone's attention, please? We're giving some special certificates to the organizations involved. When I call your name, I need the representative just to come up very quickly. There again will be no speeches, but we need to get this moving, right? Right? Does everybody agree? We want to be on time? That's right. So the first one, for certificate from appreciation in the honor of Muslim blessed month of Ramadan, from the Brooklyn Borough President's Office, the Mosque Youth Center. Is there a representative here? Islamic Funeral Services, they may not be here, but I want you to listen to the organizations. The Arab Muslim American Federation, Vintage Food Incorporated, Linda, come on, girl. Y'all know you can move faster than me. I know, but I'm older and I'm telling you to move. Come on, girl. Yes. Gulug, if I said it wrong, baklava? Where are you? I know, I messed it up. That's all right. Mashallah Restaurant. Ayub Sultan Mosque. Sponsor of the dinners, okay? Azerbaijan Society of America. The Yemen American Association of Greater New York. Muslim Officers Society. Moroccan American Council to Empower Women. Yeah, let's give another round, that's right. Young man, we need you to get out the way. Okay? Moroccan, here, this is Moroccan American. Moroccan American Youth Organization, is there a representative here? Ah, one of my little sisters. What is this? Kudus Club. Did I say it wrong? You know, I have 4 grandchildren that all are bilingual, and when I try to speak the different languages, they just shake their head. But this is what happens when you're from Nebraska and you're raised in New York, you know? Uzbekistan Star Entertainment. Pakistan Christian Association. Brooklyn Brick. Am I going too fast? Okay. Immigrants Aid Society. American Arab Women United. Are they here? American Arab. We're gonna, right. Arab American Association of New York. Turkish Center of Brooklyn. Brooklyn for Youth Club, Brighton Beach. Brooklyn, okay. Check. Muslim Ummah of North America. COPO, the Council of People's Organization. Okay. We're going to take pictures later. We just want you to come up and get your certificate, all right? Yemeni American Association of New York. Crimean Tatar Mosque. This is history here. Masjid al-Taqwa. Could somebody please come get the certificate? United American Muslim Association of New York, did we call them? Okay. Islamic Circle of North America. Bangladesh Muslim Center. Allama Iqbal Community Center. Muslim Community Network. Yeah. We're not taking photographs now. We're going to pause it later. Yeah. We're not taking photographs now, so, okay. The Arab American Bar Association. I'll take this one, the Association of Muslim Chaplains. Yeah. I'm the Vice President of Healthcare. Islamic Leadership Council of Metro New York. The Mauritanian Council of New York State. My ancestors came from Mauritania. And finally, Muslims Giving Back. Where's my brothers? Muslims Giving Back. That's right. Oh. And the Muslim Ummah of North America. I did call them.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll be taking pictures later.
Yeah.
Okay?
We'll take the pictures later.
Oh, we're going to be taking pictures on the side. We need. The judge. Gentlemen. All right, we're going to move on with our program. Could everybody? You'll have plenty of time. But you know, one of the things you have to do is that you have to acknowledge and you have to give thanks. And for the record, you know, I'm a genealogist, and one of the things that how we find out where we've been, we look at the records of public events, and they tell us who was there and who our ancestors were and what work they did. So that's what part of this was about, was for the record, indicating who has worked, who's worked together, and who are the organizations that are making significant inroads. And I see another member of the Association of Muslim Chaplains there, sister. So now we would like Judge Judy Kluger to come forward. She's the Executive Director of Sanctioning for the Families. So the Borough President has asked her to make just a brief remark, okay?
Salam alaikum. So honored to be here, and I want to thank the Borough President for inviting me. I come to talk to you about an issue that crosses all parts of the community, and that is domestic violence. I am the Executive Director of an organization that helps victims of domestic violence across the city, but 25% of our clients come from Brooklyn, more than half are immigrants. The problem crosses all ethnic, racial, religious communities. We're here to help and support you, and we want to work together to address any of these issues in any of your communities. We are an organization that speaks about 30 different languages. I venture to say that we speak every language represented in this room. We have a cross-section of lawyers, counselors, social workers. We have 4 shelters in Brooklyn, and we are here to help. So I send that message. I asked one of our Muslim attorneys today about iftar and what I should think about and say when I was coming here, and she told me about reflection, prayer, charity, all the things we should all be celebrating and doing every day. So I'm really honored to be a part of this. And she said I could also say to you an early Eid Mubarak.
The Borough President has asked me to acknowledge some of our special guests. But the first one I'm going to call, I'd like to have her come forward to speak. The Honorable Mrs. Aitan Elar, the Deputy Consul General of the Turkish Consulate in New York. Is she here? Oh, there she goes, sorry.
Brooklyn Borough President, Honorable Mr. Eric Adams, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and pleasure to be here on the occasion of the annual iftar being hosted by Brooklyn Borough President Mr. Eric Adams. At the outset, I sincerely wish to thank the organizers of this meaningful event. This iftar dinner, which brings together different communities, is a clear indication of the togetherness and dialogue which is parallel to the understanding of the meaning of the holy month of Ramadan. I am especially happy to express my appreciation to Mr. Adams, Borough President of Brooklyn, for hosting such an aspiring and exemplary event. This is a clear indication of the importance he attaches to the relations with communities from different backgrounds living in Brooklyn. This kind of events play a crucial role in bridging the dialogue gap between different cultures, as well as members of the society we live in. As such, Brooklyn stands as a melting pot for the communities living here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramadan, the holiest month of the Muslim calendar year, serves reaching a deep shared understanding of togetherness with sensitivity to differing cultures. As it is a time for acts of compassion and charity, it presents an excellent opportunity for promoting dialogue between cultures and religions, thus overcoming the prejudices by creating common shared values for all, regardless of their religion. With this understanding, let me underline once more the distinguished role of Brooklyn Borough in creating conditions for the cultivation of religious tolerance, paving the way for living together in peace, justice, and harmony. On behalf of the Turkish American community in Brooklyn, we strongly feel this prosperous environment that every single resident experiences here. Here, I would like to note the remarkable contributions of the members of the Turkish American community in Brooklyn. Their dedicated work as committed citizens has made them an indispensable element in the fabric of American life. I wish you a peaceful and healthy Ramadan month. Hayırlı Ramazanlar. Thank you.
To our young people in the audience, when I call off some of the other special guests, I would like that the special guests, they will not be coming forward to speak, but I want everyone to pay attention as to where they're from. And to our young people in the audience, as a teacher of geography, being spoken and how we're all working together to ensure that we have a peaceful and sustainable world. Are you with me? So, in acknowledging, I'm quite prestigious. The Honorable Nuzan Bazil Bekov, Deputy Counsel of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Are you here? Let's give a round of applause. We'd like to also publicly acknowledge the Honorable Reyhan Asgud, Consul General of Turkey. And finally, representatives from Yemen. Well, you know I had to give you props. This brother's the one that keeps us on point. If you don't know him, make it your business to say thank you to him. Yes, yes. So let's give him a round of applause. The Brooklyn Borough President, I'm not doing all the work today.
Let's give our MC a hand. Every year you just do an amazing job, moving this conversation forward. You know that? I just really want to acknowledge this amazing organization, Muslims Giving Back. They are, come out. They are, many people are just, they come out for one moment, they do something, and then they fizzle out. But not this body of leaders who just do things continuously, giving back in a consistent fashion. And we really just want to thank you. Every time I see the red T-shirts, I just have a lot of pride in the fact that they are really giving back and making sure, and we even have a black T-shirt, all right. An amazing symbol, and their story is an amazing story on how they're just giving back in a very real way. With all of the noise of confusion that we have in America, there's just a group of people who find it just so important to do things on the very real and everyday level. And some of the volunteerism is just so powerful. And each time they come here, not only to the iftar dinner, the foods that they give out, going and volunteer in our communities, it's just something that we really should stand up. One of the things that happened in America years ago when we were fighting for our rights in the South, it was the men and women who joined the armed forces and went overseas and decided to fight in defense of America, that they came back and said they have a right to be part of the American energy and American spirit. And so when you see these gentlemen doing what they do, it flies in the face of those who are trying to demonize this powerful faith and this powerful religion. And it's by every day giving back in a very real way. They're not going to allow the boisterous noise of those who are hateful to get in the way of doing what it means to really give back. And so I thank you. I acknowledge what you do. I appreciate you, for the consistency of what you do. And we need to all give back. We need to all give back. Thank you so much. We are a few minutes away from breaking fast. And I know one thing. Today I call myself fasting with you. This has been a long day. And again, we just thank you for every day coming in here, blessing us with the iftar dinner. The committee, please, the committee members stand up. Amazing committee. Stand up, committee members. Give the committee members a hand. An amazing committee, every year coming back and making sure that we continue this dinner. I saw a familiar face in the audience. I just want to acknowledge his president, Brother Shandu. Please stand up, Brother Shandu. Doing a lot of things with young people in violence. A lot of things with young people in violence, dealing with the violence in our community. Another brother, he's not wearing a red T-shirt, but trust me, he's giving back. And we appreciate you for that, Brother Shandu. Great program. Thank you so much. Turn it back over to our mistress of ceremony.
Thank you both, Borough President. This is really the city of Brooklyn. So he's called a Borough President, but Brooklyn is the 4th largest city in the United States. It has one of the largest populations. A lot of things started here in Brooklyn. One of the oldest churches in the country is here in Brooklyn. One of the oldest high schools here in Brooklyn. So understand that as we live here and work here, this is the place called Brooklyn. Would you agree? And I'd like to thank, I know there's volunteers all over the room and in the hallway, and they greeted you when you came in. Things like this can't happen without the volunteer corps, the coordinators of the volunteers. So please, even if they can't see you, I want them to hear you. Give them a round of applause for their work and efforts. I don't want to break my record, so we're going to stay as close to schedule. With Sister Naima Barundi, please come forward to give the Iftar Committee closing remarks. And then I will give further instructions in terms of for the call to prayer, and then where the men will pray and where the women will pray. And for those that are not praying, instructions for you as well. So just stay where you are. The evening is moving soon.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How is everyone doing, the ones who are fasting? It's almost time. Speak up. Here we go. It's almost time for iftar, so just hang on. For those who don't know me, my name is Naima Baroudi Ramak, and I'm the Vice President of the Moroccan American Council to Empower Women. And first of all, before I start, I would like to really congratulate all the honorees today, and we're so proud of you, and especially those youth sisters, the Ayat sisters who wrote the books. We're so proud of you. I personally read the books and they were amazing, and I'm looking forward to the next release with your autograph again on it. So we're so happy and looking forward to more productivity within the youth and the community in a whole, as a whole. Thank you to all our guests for coming to share the iftar with us. And thank you to Dr. Khadija Abdul Mateen. You did an amazing job again. There she is, our Master of Ceremonies. And I would like to thank our Borough President Eric Adams for hosting this second iftar. And we would like to acknowledge the presence of the Councilman Matthew Eugene. Thank you for coming to break the fast with us. And I would like to thank Debbie Al-Muntasir for being one of the first people who initiated this process of having the iftar. This is the 13th one that she has attended and she has organized. Thank you, Debbie. And before I thank the organizations or the committees that did the iftar, I would like to thank the sisters who did the decorations, see the tables and the flowers. Sister Miriam and Nezha, they did a beautiful job. But you can smell the fresh flowers, and by the way, they're for grabs at the end of the iftar dinner. And I would like to thank all the volunteers. This is us, the community members, who are thanking. I know before it was the borough president who thanked them, but now it's us, the co-sponsors. We are thanking all the volunteers who are helping today. And I would like to specifically thank the people who donated the foods. The water was donated by the Muslims Giving Back. Thank you very much. And the soda and juices was donated by Brother Ihran. He's the one who did the Quran recitation for us earlier. And there's a specially prepared Turkish food that was donated by Ayub Sultan Mosque. Thank you very much. And then we have more volunteers from ICNA Relief and from the Muslim Community Network. Thank you very much. And then now I would like to acknowledge the following organizations who co-sponsored the iftar this year. And starting with the Arab American Bar Association and Azerbaijan Society of America, we have Bangladesh Muslim Center, Allama Iqbal Community Center, Muslim Community Network, Islamic Leadership Council Metro New York, Islamic Circle of North America, United American Muslim Association of New York, Masjid Al-Taqwa, Ayub Sultan Mosque, Crimean Tatar Mosque, Yemeni American Association of New York, Council of People's Organization, Muslim Ummah of North America, Muslim Officers Society, Moroccan American Council to Empower Women, Yemen American Association of Great New York, Moroccan American Youth Organization, Kyrgyz Club, Uzbekistan Star Entertainment, Pakistan Christian Association, Brooklyn Brick, Immigrants Aid Society, Mauritanian Council of New York States, American Arab Women United, and Association of Muslim Chaplains. Now it's almost time for iftar, right? Okay, so I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, and if I have, it's just an oversight from my side, from me. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Pastor Monrose will give some logistical information, and then we will move to the call to prayer. Would Brother Ibrahim Sen please come forward?
And we also want to thank Aslam for also preparing some food for tonight. All right, the logistics as to how we're going to move orderly, leaving out of the courtroom. The men will be praying downstairs. You take a flight downstairs in the rotunda. The women prayer will be in the community room, directly under this room. So the men are going to walk out of the doors and take a right. Everyone will walk out in an orderly fashion. And we'll ask that one group start first. Let the women leave first. The community room is downstairs directly under this room, which is the courtroom. One flight down. You can take the stairs on both ends, or if you can't take the stairs, you can take the elevator bank right to my extreme right. After the women has exited the room, then the men, you will follow, and your place will be in the rotunda for prayer. Everyone understands? So we'll ask that the women please do rise and exit out. We'll ask that those of you who are in the foyer that you please make your way down to the prayer rooms. And when you come back upstairs, if you didn't have a seat, we put some additional tables on the balcony so that at least you can have a meal before you leave. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll ask that all of you gentlemen and women who are in the corridor right now, please go to the prayer area. After the prayer. Oh, you can after the prayer, after the call to prayer. Okay, so yes, after the call to prayer, please exit as described. Thank you.
The pastor given instructions. We now will have, I think it's time, it's almost time. Almost time. Almost time.
Our calendar is 8:36 today, so.
I know, it's at 8:36. Everybody look at your cell phones. 8:32.
Can I have some explanation?
8:29. 8:29.
Can I make some explanation?
We have to do it quickly. So whatever you need to do, do it.
Dear brothers and sisters, as we actually connect to the Turkish government, we are opening our fast at 8:36 p.m. today. So I know some of the countries are actually opening earlier, but I'm going to have to follow my government. As always, I'm following. So we still have a few minutes. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم لك صمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت آمين.
Dr. Eugene, come forward, please. Need you to say hello.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening. I'm going to be very, very fast because I don't want to disturb this wonderful, wonderful moment. My name is Matthew Eugene, and I'm the City Council member representing District 40 and Brooklyn. It is a great honor and privilege for me to be here with all my brothers and sisters who are celebrating Ramadan today. And as I said, usually, we are all closer to each other, closer than what we think. My brothers and sisters, it is my pleasure to be here. Happy Ramadan. May God bless you. May we continue to live as brothers and sisters to make Brooklyn such a wonderful place where we will continue to live all together and raise our children. Happy Ramadan. God bless you.
For those that are making prayer, making salat, the men will make prayer in the rotunda, and the women will make prayer in the community room, which is down, they're both downstairs. There are volunteers that will show you where you can make your prayer, all right? When you return, dinner will be served. I'm just going to close out for the moment and then just say that this is one of the very special times during each Ramadan, is when everyone is breaking the fast. They're happy, they've made it through the day, and they're sharing the initial break fast together. That is how we build family, and that's how we build community. Just a couple of announcements that the 30th Annual United American Muslim Day Parade will take place on September 13th at 38th Street and Madison Avenue in Manhattan. I'd also like to let you know that on Friday, July 17th, the Eid al-Fitr and with Luna Park in Coney Island will take place from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Oh, Shadwat, July 16th, Thursday from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. at 1090 Coney Island Avenue in Brooklyn. The Muslim Giving Back will be holding their first annual dinner and fundraiser tomorrow at Whitty Hall. So check with the brothers in the red t-shirts. They'll give you more information, and it's $25 per person.